My son hasn't spoken a single word in 2 years, but yesterday he finally broke his silence. After the car accident, the doctors said his brain was fine, but something inside him just shut down completely. No words, no sounds, just this empty stare that broke my heart every single morning when I'd find him sitting by his bedroom window. The kid who used to narrate his entire day while building elaborate Lego towers and making up detailed adventure stories about his action figures suddenly became a ghost living in his own body. I tried everything the specialists recommended, and then some. Speech therapy 3 times a week with Dr. Rodriguez, who had walls covered in success stories from other kids who'd somehow found their voices again after trauma. Play therapy with puppets and sandboxes where he was supposed to express feelings through games and creative activities. Group therapy with other kids who'd experienced similar situations. I even bought him this expensive communication tablet that was supposed to help kids express themselves through pictures and symbols. Cost me $800 I didn't really have. He'd just push it away and go back to staring out the window at absolutely nothing. The silence was slowly killing our marriage too. My husband Jake started spending every evening in the garage after dinner, sometimes until 2 a.m. or later. I thought he was avoiding the situation, maybe drinking alone, or just couldn't handle watching our son fade away right in front of us day after day. We'd had so many screaming fights about it. I'd accuse him of abandoning us when we needed him most, and he'd just grab his keys and disappear for hours without any explanation or apology. But 3 weeks ago, I started hearing these strange sounds coming from the basement. Metal scraping against metal, weird electronic beeping noises, drilling and hammering at odd hours throughout the night. Sounds I couldn't identify or make sense of no matter how hard I listened. When I asked what he was doing down there, he'd just mumble something vague about a project for work and quickly change the subject before I could ask more questions. The sounds got more frequent as days passed. Sometimes I'd wake up at midnight to hear him moving around down there, talking to himself in hushed, concentrated tones, like he was working through some incredibly complex problem that required his complete attention. I started to worry he was having some kind of mental breakdown from the stress. Yesterday morning was completely different though. My son was sitting at the kitchen table, picking half-heartedly at his Lucky Charms, same as every morning for months, when this gentle, mechanical whirring sound started coming from the garage, like a motor starting up, but smoother somehow, more musical and intentional than anything purely mechanical should ever sound. He looked up for the first time in months. Actually looked up with genuine curiosity sparkling in his eyes, not just that vacant, heartbreaking stare that had become his default expression since everything changed. The garage door slowly opened with its usual grinding noise, and my husband rolled out this absolutely incredible robot. Nothing fancy or store-bought from some expensive toy company, just spare parts and Arduino boards and old computer fans welded together with obvious love and countless hours of meticulous work, but it moved like it was somehow genuinely alive. About 3 feet tall with gentle blue LED eyes that seemed to convey actual emotion and arms that moved in fluid, almost dance-like motions. My son stood up from his chair without any hesitation and walked toward it like he was being drawn by some invisible magnetic force. I held my breath, afraid to move or make any sound that might break whatever magical spell was happening right in front of me. The robot made these soft, rhythmic clicking sounds, almost like Morse code mixed with whale songs. Musical, somehow deeply peaceful and welcoming. It wasn't trying to speak human language at all, just communicating in its own beautiful, unique way. My son knelt down in front of it, studying its glowing face with more focus and genuine engagement than I'd seen since before the accident stole his voice away from us. Then my son opened his mouth and said his first words in 2 years. "Hello, friend." My husband had been building a companion that spoke in sounds instead of words.